Hi everybody, and welcome back to my kitchen. It's been quite a while since I've posted any videos, so here I go again. Also, thanks very much to all those people who subscribe to my videos. I appreciate it. Thanks very much. Right, today I'm making panna cotta, and unlike the usual type of panna cotta, which uses quite a lot of cream, mine is made using a plain yogurt and just a little cream. So I've mixed together here about 800 mils of plain yogurt and 300 mils of cream, and that's my base for it. Now I'm using also today, instead of ordinary powdered gelatin, I'm using the leaf gelatin, and I've got 5 leaves here. This needs to be soaked in cold water for a little while, probably 5 or 10 minutes before you make the panna cotta. Sometimes people ask, well, why use the leaf gelatin? Well, it gives a much smoother, and when you're making it, it's a much smoother result. And when you're making a jelly, for example, it's much clearer as well. Yeah. Now, today for my flavour of the panna cotta, or sweetening, I'm using some caramelised honey, which gives it a really nice flavour. And I've had it cooking over here. See, it's reached quite a nice dark caramel, and to that I'm going to add some orange juice. Oh, there it is. Just stops the cooking, and it might bubble a little bit, so take care, and cools it down. So I'm just going to let that cool a little, by which time my gelatin should have softened, and then I'm going to put that into the mixture. So just make sure that's all mixed. Remove the sides. Actually, it's happened quite quickly here. You can see the difference now from what it was before. Quite sort of soft and jelly. Don't let it soak too long, because it doesn't really work so well that way. It's going to end up disintegrating, and then you've got none. So I think it's just about ready. So when it's completely soft, I'm just going to squeeze it and then pop it into here, into the warm caramelised honey and orange juice. I use strained orange juice too, so that we don't get any little bits of orange through them. Squeeze to get rid of a lot of that liquid. Now just make sure, oh no, here we go, here's another one. Thought there was another one in there. They don't show up very well. Yeah. No more there. Just mix that until it's completely dissolved. So I'm going to let it just cool for a few minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, before I add it to the yogurt and the cream, which, by the way, I've had that come to more or less almost to room temperature, because I don't want it to be too cold. Then there's such a contrast between the gelatin and the cold liquid, because when you put the hot mixture into the cold, it can set almost, you know, instantly, and that way you get lumps through the mixture. So that's come to up to room temperature almost, and I just want to cool this down just a little bit more, and then we'll mix them together. Meanwhile, I've prepared my mould, just a little glass ones like that, and I've brushed them just lightly with some sweet almond oil. You could use walnut oil or hazelnut oil, just one of those nice flavoured oils that gives a lining to the mould and helps it to be turned out. Alright, so when this honey and orange juice mixture and gelatin mixture is cooled down, just 5 minutes or so, what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of the yogurt and cream mixture to it and whisk that in. And that just cools it down again a little bit more. So just make sure it's completely whisked in, and then that can then go into the main mixture. Then that needs to be whisked again. But, when I say whisk, don't go overboard because we don't want any bubbles. We want it to be nice and smooth and not any sort of air bubbles in the mixture. Just make sure it's all well mixed. Okay, so before we put it into the mould, it's important to strain it because occasionally you might get a random lump of the gelatin mixture or a little bit of the yoghurt that's not mixed in properly. So make sure you strain it before you put it into your moulds. There we are. And then I use a jug to fill my moulds. I like to set my panna cotta overnight and make sure that it's absolutely well set. Otherwise it needs at least 6 hours in the fridge. But I prefer to have that safety of the overnight chilling just to make sure. And then over to the moulds. This recipe is actually from someone called Greg Malov, who I saw demonstrate this recipe many years ago in New Zealand. He came over from Australia.